Hello, hello, hello. Sir David the Bard coming to you out of Kangaroo City in down under Australia. Okay. No, I haven't taken my meds. You can tell. I can tell when I look at my face and I go, God, that's one happy son of a bitch. I take the meds for you guys. It's the only way I can live with you. For me and other bipolar people, we love each other. We're in there. The man. Anyway. Today is July 24th. Now, for those of you in the 206 countries that watch me, 205 don't give a shit. Now, let me tell you what it's like. I flew up here from Australia to be at the 24th of July parade here in Salt Lake City area. Now, let me tell you, if you want to see what trailer trash is, just go down the street the day before the parade and you'll see tents and chairs and blankets and coolers. My God, it looks like white trash. It looks like white trash. Well, anyway, I was at the dentist and she said, well, do you have any plans for the July 24th holiday? And I said, I don't celebrate it. She says, well, it's a day of recognition of our state. Says, no, it's not. It's a pioneer day when the pioneers entered the valley of Salt Lake City with Brigham Young. Your state recognition coming in state has nothing to do with this. Oh, I didn't know that. God, she's 60 years old. In the church her whole life, she doesn't know. Now, here's what I wanted to talk about. The roads being blocked, the buses not running. It's like a third world country here, and the July 24th parade is all LDS. All of the stakes, all of the wards, all of the missions make the floats. Now, I don't know, they may let a few others in, but it's like 98% Mormonville. So, I was going to put a float in playing Joseph Smith and have a whole bunch of 14-year-olds around me, and they said, hell no, you can't do that. And I said, neither can he. Well, he did. I said, okay, I'm out of here. Here's what I've been thinking, okay? I've driven, you know, I came back from Branson, Missouri. I've driven across the middle part of the United States now a few weeks ago. There's a hell of a lot of open land in Nebraska and Iowa and Kansas and Wyoming now and Missouri. Here's what I have to ask myself. Now, I'm riding along in a brand new car. It's a Honda triple black limited Sonata. God dang. Has dual air conditioners. It has the sunroof so I can open it and give the finger to the guy. My other one doesn't have a sunroof, the damn thing. I have to give the finger out the side and he can't see me. And you know, I've got the lumbar seat, full leather, and cruising at 80 miles an hour, and you feel like you're sitting in your living room. Now, I went through Council Bluffs, and I went through other Mormon areas that evidently that was part of the trail to go to Utah. Now, here's what I had to ask myself. It was 100, 101, 102 out there. It was nice, you know, 72 in my car. And I was rolling, babe, 80 miles an hour with a cruise control set. You can cover some miles. Now, I pictured in my head these old men and old women and young kids pushing a handcart over the tumbleweeds and into the dust. No shade, no water. We'd stop at the damn, you know, rest areas, and we'd get a, you know, a soda, and we'd put the ice container back full of ice. What the hell were these people walking across the United States for? Now, I know what the Mormon answer is. I've been in the cult. I know that they wanted religious freedom. It would have been better to die, folks, than push that handcart across there with 9 people pushing it with big wheels, and it has, you know, 3 sleeping bags in it. I got thinking, if I lived back then, which sometimes I feel that I have, if Brigham Young came into my ward and said, pack everything up in a handcart, it can't be more, I forget what it was, 55 pounds or 155 something. He put a limit on it. And I would say, sir, where are we going? And he said, I don't know. Jesus. You're asking me to give my family up and my home here and my land and everything that I have and come follow you? Yes. I said, well, do you know partially where we're going? Well, it's where the sun sets. I think it's the west. He didn't have a very good education. So anyway, all these families, I look down the street there, and my neighbors are getting their handcarts out of their garage. I go, holy shit, I don't want to take my handcart to you know, the territory, Utah or California, whatever. So I kind of like it here in Missouri. I'm going to stay with Emma. Me and Emma are buddies. I'm her G-man. I'm going to protect Emma. Because she said to Brigham, screw you, dude. I ain't going nowhere. So anyway, I'm driving along, and I'm saying to myself, why would that many people, I don't know how many it was, to tell you the truth, push in 101-degree weather across open plains? Now, we saw buffalo, and we saw bears, snakes, scorpions. We were in the car. I ain't afraid of those things. Just lock the door. Like a carjacking. Just lock the damn door. Well, these people, those little creatures were just chasing their ass all over. Anyway, here's my point. Yes, it was a terrible, tragic experience. But I asked myself, why? Now, if a person jumps off the Trade Center and hits the ground, we're all going to say, that's pretty tragic. Then I'm going to say, why? Did he think he was a bird? Did someone push him? Why? Well, if he had a grievance with his boss, he probably could have taken it to a grievance committee, and you know that doesn't do much good at all. But at least he could have confronted the situation. At least he could have tried to, not manipulate, mediate the situation. But he just opens the window, jumps his ass out 140 stories. I don't know. So I'm saying to myself with the Mormons, why can't they just get along with people? Wouldn't that have been easier than dragging and having those children die out there and having people dying of, I don't know if they died of malaria, but they died dysentery, no water, etc. And of course, the Donner expedition, I'm glad I wasn't in line on that particular tour. I didn't want to eat my brothers and sisters. Anyway, my point is this. The reaction to the Mormons reacting to the communities was way, way out of proportion. To get your handcart out of the damn garage and leave your house, and I saw those houses in Nauvoo. I saw those houses. There's some nice brick houses there that they left. And start the walk where you don't know where you're going to go, and you're following some guy that's going to have 57 wives. I would be a little suspicious. I would say, hey, why don't we sit down with these people and quit saying we're going to steal their land, and quit saying the Lord has sent us and you can't stop us, and quit saying, you know, we can't deal with you because we like polygamy and you don't. There's a way to negotiate these things, folks, but Brigham, he is a strong-headed asshole. He's not going to negotiate anything. Get your handcart, follow me. Well, now he's got a cult going. Now he's got a cult going, and the people have to have faith. That and a lot of them had faith and were laying underneath a bush dead. The Mormons still can't seem to get along with anybody. They just can't seem to negotiate and to look outside their bubble and realize that the world is going on and they're behind, way, way behind. And they're always prepared with guns. They're always prepared with food. They're always prepared with an extra handcart in the garage. Why don't you just get along with people? Why don't you just vote? Why don't you just become democratic? Why don't you just quit saying our way or the highway? And the highway you took, and I came across in Nebraska, Lord, I would have sat down for a long time to negotiate and mediate the situation. That was a bitch out there. 101 degrees, wind blowing, corn laying over on its side from the wind. There was no corn then. And here we have the same thing going on today in Utah. Today's the 24th of July, and they are not celebrating Utah's statehood. Many, many Mormons are lining the streets to watch the parade of floats coming down and making their families famous for dragging a handcart out of here. Now, if I did genealogy, which I did for a while, I did a little genealogy, and I found my great-grandfather was Mr. Hooker, helping George Washington get hookers out of Mexico for the army. I stopped right there. I said, hey, hookers are named after my great-grandfather. Anyway, if I was looking in my genealogy and I saw Fred Simpson and Martha Gua walking with a handcart, I wouldn't be proud. I go, what the hell? How come you ancestors could not get along with the people? There's a lot of room in Missouri. There's a lot of room in Nebraska. There's a lot of room in Illinois. How come the Mormons kept finding people to hate them? Well, because the Mormons went around saying shit that upset the community. And when Joseph Smith started marrying their 14-year-olds, and you know, they were going to castrate him, that might have been the best thing that ever happened to the Mormon church, but the doctor backed out when they tarred and feathered him. So I'm saying to you to look into these stupid-ass people that were willing to walk across the entire United States pushing a handcart in the desert. I don't say, oh, wonderful pioneers, oh, my heritage. I go, oh, my hell, these are my relatives. Don't they have more sense than this? They could have gone anywhere, but they went outside the United States because Brigham Young wanted some pussy. That's what he wanted, lots of it. That's why they went to Utah. It was a territory. It wasn't a state and controlled by state laws. And old Brigham, he wanted to have those girls come on through. Come on through. He didn't want to be subject to the laws of a normal nation. This nation says, no, we don't want polygamy. Why didn't Brigham just put on the hat wrapped around his head and go over there to Kuwait or over to Baghdad? If he wants multiple wives, let him go to a country that allows it. He was born in the wrong time in the wrong place. And he killed a lot of people, including the Mountain Meadows people, dragging them across the United States. The people he dragged were losers. They were people that basically didn't have anywhere to go. The wife said, hey, honey, can we go to a movie tonight? He says, hell no, we're walking to Utah. They had no life. So they all go, Becky, come here. I know you're only 4 years old, but get your ass behind that handcart and push like you'll die if you don't. Okay, Daddy. So, geez, I'm not proud of our ancestry here. There's no difference. Colorado was settled by pioneers. California, Oregon, Washington, all of the West was settled by pioneers. What makes the Utah pioneers special? I think because they're stupid. They can't get along with people. I'm going to say they're not people. They don't have social skills that can go out into a community meeting without being in charge, without having an opening prayer, without having the state president in charge, without, and just sit with their neighbors and go, shit, why don't you guys take those 10 acres over there, farm, and we'll take this, and we can get along. Oh, okay, that's an agreement. But they got to have someone to fight. See, cults have to hate somebody. Hate is what brings cults together. Hate's what the lesbians and the gays and the Negroes and the women under ERA and now gay marriage. They have to have someone to hate. They have to suffer. That's a cult. A cult will unravel, folks. If there's love and harmony and peace, and people really just go outside and have a lemonade and look at the weather, they gotta be pushing a damn handcart and hating America and hating what the Americans have done to them. Well, they don't look around and see they've done it to themselves. And they're still that way in Utah. They're still that way in Utah. They hate the federal government. They hate the states that surround them, and they hate anybody that comes in and makes the kids federally go to school. and behave, and they want to screw everybody and everything. And nobody should have anything to say about it because it's their religion. Well, it's the religion of the weenie. Sorry, it's the religion of the weenie, and I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. So anyway, it's Pioneer Day, and here's my video. I'm celebrating.